Next, I want you to think about how we can open our throats. We can open our throat, we can allow free passage for sound and air to pass through it. Not only sound and air, but also our feelings and our thoughts, because your body is a conduit. I want you to think about having a small seed in the back of your throat, not in a way to make you feel anxious or panicked, but more in a way that makes you feel like expanding and growing. I want you to imagine that that small seedling is starting to grow and is starting to expand, and you need to make space for it in the back of your throat. It might make you feel like you look like a frog, but I promise you it's worth it. Imagine that seed growing and lifting, and allow that space in the back of your throat to open up and create space for all kinds of possibilities. It should make you feel like you want to yawn, and if that is the case, go right ahead and do it. Oh, it's very good to yawn. It allows the vocal cords to drop back to a neutral position. It relaxes the throat. Swallow a few times. And whenever you're feeling very stressed or under pressure, create that space in the back of your throat and let it carry out into a nice big yawn and stretch it out into the rest of your body. Next, we're going to do a bit of a hip opener. This position is also called the goddess squat in yoga. Sit however you feel comfortable, but the idea is that you'll be able to sit on your haunches comfortably and allow your knees to push the knee up, allow your elbows to push your knees out naturally. And if you can, bring your hands to the front of your chest. If it's feeling a little bit tight for you, you can bring the palms forward and back. Nice straight spine, chin dropped, tailbone dropped, and just do this a couple of times to open up those hips. If you wish, you can even move from side to side. Feel comfortable. Check in with your teacher about Lesak's why buzz. It'll be almost like a sound that starts on a shh, but then slowly moves into the y of a yes sound. And we're just going to keep that sound going for as long as you feel comfortable. Breathe whenever you need to on any tone that you're comfortable with. And I want you to just gently make that humming sound until you feel the vibrations in your throat and in your cheekbones and in your eyeballs. And if you lightly touch your teeth on each other, you'll feel your teeth vibrating as well. That'll remind you that your entire head and your chest and your body, even your bones, act as a resonator for your voice and for your breath. Sound moves around inside the body before it exits through the mouth and goes out into the world. And we have lots of little hollows in our skull, above the eyebrows, the sinuses, and when you're making these vibrating noises, you're activating all those resonating chambers, and you should be able to feel them with practice. Let's try. I'm going to sit in the goddess squat because it's more comfortable for me, but sit however you are comfortable. And we're going to start with a You should feel that if you change tone a little bit and you place the sounds in different parts of your face, you'll feel the tone changing and the resonance changing in your face as well. Experiment with different sounds. Different sounds will have different effects with different people. If you do it long enough and in the right way, you'll finally feel your soft palate become itchy and tickly, almost like you want to scratch the back of your throat, and that means you're doing it exactly the right way. A good way to activate the sound as well is by shaking up the body. We'll do it again and we'll try it together. Push your palms together to create a little bit of resistance in the chest. Remember to keep the shoulders relaxed. Don't pull them up to the ears. Space between the ears and the shoulders. Open chest, proud body. Drop the chin, push the palms together, start on a sh to find the sound, and experiment with different tone where you feel the sound in your face. Can you feel it? Next, we're going to do a few exercises on the floor just to help keep us loose and to always warm up the body. We're kind of stretching and relaxing, but also activating the body at the same time. Life is all about balance, and sometimes you'll feel like you have to do both. So we're going to lie on our backs. Gently roll down so you don't hurt your spine. Keep your knees bent. Push your lower back into the floor so you can feel what a straight spine feels like. Tuck the chin under. Don't be worried about that double chin. No one cares. Feel your shoulders push back towards the floor and allow your hands to rest on your hips and just experience this position for a little while. Make sure that your feet are hip distance apart and pointing forward, and just take a nice deep breath in and out through the mouth. When you breathe in, imagine that someone is pouring a large glass of water into your body, almost like that air spills into you, sloshes up against your thighs and all the way back out again. Imagine that air touching the ground through the bottom of your spine. Feel it fill your hips, your thighs, your knees, and into your feet. And vocalize it by pouring all of it in and giving it a sound. Opening up the throat like we practiced with the seed growing in the back there. Open the throat and just allow all of that air to move right through you. Allow your hands to drift up to the sky and just feel the blood run from your fingertips all the way down your wrists and your elbows. Everything stacked on top of each other. Feel your spine melting into the floor. And then take your right heel, put it on your left knee, almost like a number 4. If this is where you're comfortable, so be it. And then you push your knee back a little bit to open up that hip. But if you can, bring that left thigh towards you. Interlace your hands behind that thigh. Just gently bring it towards you. If you feel like a little bit more of a challenge, you can push that knee back very, very gently. Feel that wonderful stretch in the thigh and in the hips. Gently come back down to the ground, and we'll change sides. Left ankle on the right knee. Interlace your hands. And just pull that thigh ever so gently towards your chest. Remember to keep the neck relaxed, chin tucked. Close your eyes if you like. Last stretch and relax. Allow your arms to float back. Lift your shoulders off the floor, and let's just let them float down with a silly sound. and float them back up, and we'll do the same. Lift the shoulder blades off the floor, deep in-breath. And bring your arms back to your hips and feel yourself melting into the floor. Next, we're going to try and activate our diaphragm. We're going to straighten up the legs, almost like you're standing on the ceiling. If this isn't comfortable for you, bend your knees as much as you need to, but it is nice to keep your legs in the air so you can feel your lower back connect to the floor, and it allows your stomach to activate. So what we're going to do for a little bit of a challenge is we're just going to put our arms above our head, shoulders open, bend the elbows slightly, take a nice deep in-breath. And it's like we're going to make small circles with our voice on the ng sound. So we're going to do the following. Deep in-breath, and then ng, 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 ng. Every time we do that, you should feel your stomach tighten, tighten, tighten. It's because we're activating our core and we're using our diaphragm. Next, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it on a brrrr. So what we want to do is you want to force the air out through your lips by activating your stomach. The more you tighten your diaphragm, the easier it will become. So, legs up, arms over the head, engage your core. Well, I'm going to make little circles on the brrrr sound. Brrrr, brrrr, and drop your knees to your chest. Hug yourself a little bit. Pull your knees towards yourself. Lift up your head. And straighten out the spine. Do a nice big stretch on the floor. It's a safe place. The floor is holding you in place. We're going to do some gentle spine twists, of which there are a few variations. Do the one with which you are the most comfortable. You can bring your knees up to a bent position. Bring your arms out to the side. Support yourself with your palms on the floor. And what you can do is look towards the left and just drop your knees to the right, as far as you can go. The important thing is to try and keep your left shoulder on the ground. Take a nice deep in-breath. And out. Feel the stretch in the spine. And to the other side. And float back up to the center. You can also straighten out the left leg and just allow the right knee to come over. Look to the other side. And float back up to the center. Change the legs. Align the spine and to the other side. And to the center. Slightly more challenging variation is you can bring your knees up, cross the right leg over the left into an eagle position, and then you can bring the knees over to the side, look in the opposite direction. And to the other side. Change the legs. And back up to the center. Change the legs. Pull your knees into your chest. And relax. Allow your heels to flop open. Your shoulders to be in contact with the earth, palms up, wiggle your fingers and your toes, and relax. Nice deep in-breath, and out. Bring your knees up to your chest. Come onto your haunches, and we're going to do a nice roll up. Lift the tailbone up. Hang out a little bit. Check that there's no tension in the shoulders. Drop the tailbone and bend the knees. Roll up vertebra by vertebra. Head coming up last. Back into the neutral standing position.